Okay, today we're going to look at expanding brackets. What we're going to do is we're going to rewrite each of these example questions in a different way, which means that they don't have any brackets in them anymore. Now what we've got to remember is between a number and a bracket there's a time sign that we're too lazy to write. Same goes if there's a letter in a bracket, there's a time sign that we're too lazy to write. So what we're going to end up doing is multiplying each of the things inside the bracket by the value outside the bracket. One method we can use for doing this is we can think about a grid method multiplication. So here's my grid. I'm going to put the contents of the bracket along the top and then the value that's outside the bracket down the side. And then I'm going to split up this into its different terms. So we've got an A term and a number term, which is 3 in this case. And then we are going to multiply 6 by A, 6A, and multiply 6 by positive 3, that'll give us positive 18. We can rewrite 6A plus 3 in brackets as 6A plus 18, and that is the answer that we want. Now, if we were going to think about why these two things are the same, we could pick a value for A to B. So, for example, I could say that A is going to be 2, which means that I would end up with trying to do a calculation that looks like this, and of course we do brackets first. 2 plus 3 is 5, and then we do 6 times 5 and we get 30. If we were to look at it this way, where A is 2 again, we'd have 6 times 2 plus 18. Well, 6 times 2 is 12 plus 18 is 30. These two things are the same. This will be useful when we come to this skill will be useful when we come to apply it to different situations. We're going to have a look at some stuff with equations with brackets in where this will come in helpful. But for today we're just going to practice the expanding bit. So here's our second one. Again, I'm going to do my grid method. The contents of the bracket along the top, the number outside the bracket down the side. And this time when we split the contents of the bracket, we've got our C term, which is 2 C's, and our number term, which is minus 4 this time. And then when we multiply these out, 3 times 2C is 6C. And 3 times negative 4, well, a positive times by a negative gives us a negative answer, and 3 times 4 is 12, so it'll be negative 12. So when we multiply out this bracket, we will get 6C minus 12. Now our last example here, we've got a letter outside the bracket. Okay, so we'll do our grid method again. Inside the bracket we've got 2E plus 4, outside we've got E. We're going to break it up into the E term and the number term again, so we've got 2E and plus 4. Now E times 2E. Well, when we times something by itself, so if we had E times E, that would be E squared. And E times 2E is going to be 2E squared. And then if we had E times 4, we end up with 4E. So when we multiply out this bracket, we end up with 2E squared plus 4E. If we ended up with a number in front of this, so I'll do one more example. If we had something like 3x and then in brackets 2x plus 1. If we were to multiply out this one, we've got numbers in front of both of the 3x and the 2x, in both of the x's, so there's 2x plus 1 inside the bracket and 3x outside. The x times x gives us our x squared, but because there's numbers in front, big numbers in front of both of them, we'd end up doing 3 times 2, we get 6x squared, and then 3x times 1 is going to be 3x. So when we multiply out this bracket, we end up getting 6x squared plus 3x. We can't add these things together, same with the e's, we can't add those together because this is x squared and this is just an x, so they aren't like terms, they cannot be added together.